Derek.
Mm-hmm.
We have our friend Jacob here. He's the MC. He was the host of the Niagara 420 Expo that I couldn't get the name right all day. Hi, Jacob. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, everybody. Yeah, I was doing the hosting. I really just introduced a handful of people, and to tell you the truth, really the best one was the Jackie Childs introduction for sure. That was great. The rest of them I kind of
Look at
I was
it.
out there. I'm not trying to like suck up to you first thing I say, but the truth of the matter is I was a little distracted for the rest of the day.
Because it was so good.
Yeah, because it was so good, and I actually missed a lot of my introductions otherwise.
Really?
I did.
I'm really. You know what? It was great. I was a little nervous when I got here. I have some occasionally. It doesn't happen all the time. Occasionally, I get those little panic attacks, and that's what happened. Instead of walking on stage, I walked off, and then I was like, okay, I need Jacob. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need you up there, and thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Anytime.
you and cannabis saved the day.
Me and cannabis do a lot of things together.
Yeah. So Garden City, is that where you?
Yeah. I work for Garden City Cannabis
What
Co.
is that and where is that?
So we're a dispensary. We're located we're very hyper Niagara focused. So we have 3 stores. We have one in St. Catharines. We have one in Welland. And we have one in Fort Erie as well that we just opened on Wednesday, 4/20.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
totally.
good for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys. Yeah, it's been pretty all right. You know, for us, our thing is we're very Niagara focused. Like we really try to cater our and curate our list to those that are in Niagara specifically. And we like to roll out the services. We're a free delivery spot. We can deliver it to you, no charge.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the
Niagara.
region?
In Niagara, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in the area.
St.
down
Catharines?
there. St. Catharines, 100%.
Okay.
That's actually where our name comes from. Garden City is affectionately what people will refer to as St. Catharines.
St. Catharines?
London's called Forest City.
Forest, I did not know that.
Yeah, now you know.
Forest City.
And Hamilton aren't we the city of
Grunge.
waterfalls? The
Grunge.
Stop it! We're the city of
Steel
waterfalls.
City. Steel City. You guys are Steel City.
Well,
right?
we're Steel
Yeah,
City, but we have
Steel
more
City.
waterfalls than anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I did not know that. You'd think Niagara, of course, would be known
Yeah.
for waterfalls.
That's true. Niagara
It's
7.
all along the Niagara escarpment, right?
That's
Yes.
true. I guess we're all part of that
Can't
golden
that
horseshoe.
just-
aren't
I
we?
know. I'm hoping one day that's like weed country, like instead of just wine country, it's weed country.
So I come from the world of wine. I worked in the wine
What?
industry for a bunch of years, like 10 years I worked in the wine industry.
Like
and
a
I always used
sommelier
to
or
tell
whatever?
people, sort of, not quite at that level,
Okay.
but yeah,
I
we
just
can
like
talk
saying the
about that
word.
stuff as much as you'd like.
Okay.
And I always used to tell people, just wait. I'm telling you, one day you're going to drive down Lakeshore, which is one of the primary winery
Yep.
streets in Niagara on Lake, and you're going to see just as many dispensaries as you are.
It's getting there.
Because really, I mean, there's so many parallels. If you think about the world of
Yes.
wine versus cannabis, it's like, well, one of them has this weird stigma attached to it, and the other one is considered some high-end
I
stuff,
know.
right? But, you know, as far as like the growth of the plant, the unique characteristics that might come from a plant, and what that will result in, you know, there's so many similarities, especially when you get into the culinary stuff. People are pairing specific elements of cannabis with specific foods.
Right.
And it makes it make a lot of sense for a lot of people because they've been
I
explaining
like
these
this
things in
conversation,
wine.
Jacob. Jacob. I like when you get, talk about pairing food and wine, and like Jordan was talking here today, and we've had lots of chefs, and we've had a cannabis sommelier on the show when they talk about the similarities to the wine industry and to the cannabis industry, weed industry, and why we have this stigma that is just like, really?
It's especially funny because they're so similar and they're on such opposite sides of the
And
spectrum.
I love wine, but I puke my guts out after wine tours. I don't do that after, like, I go to and smoke with friends and go to a bar and we tour dispensaries and we have a day out, we go bike riding, whatever. There's no puking afterwards.
Think about that too. Imagine being on one of those like silly e-bikes that they have in Niagara on Lake.
I've rented those silly e-bikes.
yeah, they're the bomb.
E-scoots.
They're the
e-scoots
bomb.
all over the place.
That's how you get
And
around.
I stopped. I was smoking on my e-scoot.
And that's my thing. Is like if everybody was smoking instead of drinking, it would be just like clockwork.
I'd
Like
show you my
everybody would go
pictures,
into
but
it.
I
You'd be
also
so
took my
paranoid to
shirt
mess
off.
up.
Sorry. Derek's like, oh no. I'm sorry, Derek. But I did. I rented an
She
e-scoot.
just can't help herself.
I rented an e-scoot. I rolled the big cannon and I drove down the street with my. It's legal.
There's a lot
Toplessness
of wine.
is legal.
There's a lot of wine out
Oh,
there.
is
and
it?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
topless
Okay.
in all of Canada.
The states have the right to bear arms, and in Canada we have the right to bear breasts.
Okay.
That's how what everybody used to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put a legal joint in my mouth,
Right.
removed my shirt, and drove down the street. Legal. Didn't break a single law.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
you
Canadian.
might break the internet.
Derek's like, where's the cameraman next time you do
TikTok,
that?
get their hands
Yeah,
on
TikTok.
that.
Sounds
that-
like engagement.
Sounds like engagement. Okay, back to you, Jacob.
Okay.
So the wine industry,
Yep.
you're in wine before. Now
Yeah.
you're in weed.
Yep.
And do you not so there's a slogan. A lot of marketing people talk about it. We've been to a lot of courses and classes where they say wine hurts and weed heals. Do you agree?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I mean, in excess, I would say for sure. At the absolute least, in excess, those two things, like, you know, I've certainly been in a position in my life where I've probably smoked a bit too much weed. Ramifications to that, you know, not
pizza and a nap?
Yeah. Ramifications to drinking too much wine. We've all been there, probably. It sucks, but like you pay for that. I'm 37 years old. I'll pay for that for days.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking
When
about
I
like
drink
red
wine,
wines.
my ears get warm.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You're one of those guys, eh? I bet it's the histamines.
Me too. Why is that? I get a flushing.
Yeah.
My ears turn a different color.
I don't know
I get a little
why.
warm.
It's like I'm allergic to it or
There's
something.
well, like tannins have a lot of
Tannins, that's
they
the
affect
word.
the human body, but also there's a lot of histamines in wine, and histamines will mess you up too. There's a lot going on in wine that might mess you up, outside of the fun part.
But not in weed.
But on weed, it's all
It's
good.
just a plant. Like,
Yeah.
what do you like? What's your favorite thing to smoke? What do you smoke? What's cannabis? What do you call it again? Garden City.
Cannabis Co. Yeah.
What is their
like,
number one? What are you pushing there?
my like go-to consistent, the one that I always go back to. I'm always affected by things that are going on. Big into ghost drops, for example. Organic, I've been following him for years. King of the Dot and all that kind of stuff. So when he launched that brand, I'll be honest, I was right on board, and I'm a huge fan. But consistently, across the board sort of thing, the cannabis that I probably buy the most is Broken Coast Amnesia Haze. That's my go-to.
Really?
I love it.
Oh,
smells
okay.
and tastes like being a kid
I
again.
like Broken Coast. I like them, and I know a lot of them, and yeah, I've heard that come up before. It reminds you of being a kid.
It smells and tastes like being a kid again. Like, you know that when you were a kid and you smelled your dad's jacket or whatever it was, your first introduction to the smell, that's what Broken Coast Amnesia Haze
I remember
is to me.
smelling a cigar for the first time and loving it, like absolutely loving it. And my grandparents and everyone going, "Oh, some stinky old man." I was like, "Where's the stinky old man?" Like, I'm smelling goodness.
Yeah, that stinks good.
Yeah,
stinks
I
real
like
good.
a good stink. Just like when we judge weed and when we're sampling weed, like I like a pungent, like I like a woo. That wow,
It's like
that's
cheese. It's like cheese, right?
Exactly.
It's
go
like
up to a
when
cheese.
she likes musk cologne.
Yeah, I do.
I know.
How do you know?
Because I know everything, Jackie.
There it is. I did not wear any musk cologne today.
Well,
he
next
wears
time if
weed,
you
eau de
want-
weed.
I'm more of a brute man myself.
I like brute.
Aqua Velva, they're the classics.
Aquavelva's not for me, but brute, I like a brute, man.
Brute, actually, I feel like has gone first. I know this has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about, but in my opinion, as a marketing person, Brute has gone full circle. Because when I was a kid, Brute was the thing. That's what you get from Byway. Nobody wants Brute. You'd get those kits at Christmas, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this? I'm never gonna use it. What am I? Brute body wash?" Kidding me? But now it's like
back?
it's been so uncool for so long,
Right.
that when you put it on, people are like, "What a familiar smell
Right.
that I haven't smelled in such a long time."
Right.
See, I like. Okay, you can tell you like wine. You can tell you like weed. You're talking about like terpenes. You're talking about the smells, the scents, reminiscence of memories. Like so it's called a parfumery. Have you like when you're inventing a scent, like doing a scent, and you're introducing, you want to have a story and a feeling and whatever. You're hitting on all of those notes. Yeah, all
I
of
took
them.
lots of sensory training classes
Did you?
For my time in wine.
Really?
I mean, honestly, I did, yeah. But like when it comes to those things, I
Do you
guess I've
spit
just
the
always been
wine
keen.
out after you swish it around in your
Nah,
mouth?
that's alcohol abuse,
Okay.
man. Actually, sincerely, I worked for a winery. It was German family-run operation, and the dude was so chill, like very unstereotypically German in that he was pretty relaxed.
Pretty relaxed.
And once he saw you wasting wine, then that dude would blow smoke out
So
of
he
you.
wanted you swallowing
Like
that. You're not
Yosemite
spitting that
Sam,
out.
like, ah, darn tootin'.
So you also are, we mentioned, in a band.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
mentioned King of the Dot. You're gonna
Yeah,
like,
totally, yeah.
What do you got?
Well, like
Can
myself,
I put you on a
personally-
spot? Can I throw you out to?
Yeah, I can rap for you if you'd like.
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
honest,
okay.
I
Yeah,
never
we
really
would
did.
like-
the
Give
King
us
of the
an
Dot thing.
exclusive
I never really
Cannabis
did,
Wiki
yeah.
freestyle.
Yeah.
Well, I can't freestyle. That I'm
Oh.
going to throw out there.
Okay.
I can give you guys.
Give
a
us one of
written
your written
verse.
verses.
Yeah, all right. So, oh yeah, okay. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
And when I come through, I do with a bag of dill pickle, 'cause I'm all that, a bag of chips and exceptionally literal. Drop bombs and leave calling cards behind me. They'll never find me in my Super Soaker XP90. Ouch. That shit got spastic, and this boo-boo won't help you find no picnic baskets. That odor's got me clenching fist, worse than the smell of piss after reading Sugar Crisp. And I swear, officer, I know nothing of this felony. I was at home, watching Under the Umbrella Tree, in full comfort with a chair and an ottoman. I'm well hung like Mr. Rogers' cardigan.
Boom!
I really like that. Jacob, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Thank
awesome.
you guys.
was
Thank you. I'm sorry I
fun.
had that. That was a real deep hesitation I had
The
before. I
brain
got
fart,
into
you're
that.
allowed to do that. I mean, I do it all.
Appreciate your patience. I hope it paid
appreciate
off.
your patience. You're awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about Garden City Cannabis and how you became the MC of 420 and
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll let
So
you go
Garden City
smoke some
Cannabis
weed.
Co. We opened in the midst of the pandemic. It was very challenging for myself. I had been a touring musician for a lot of years. The pandemic really shut everything down for me. Everything I did in my adult life was the exact opposite of social distancing. So
yeah.
it really stopped me from doing all the things that I had worked toward. For example, My Son the Hurricane's the name of the band. We had finally gotten into Europe. We played a tour and we did a show in Sweden, and it
nice.
just was like, that moment, right? Where you're like, oh my God, it's happening.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit, we couldn't do anything. But luckily, of
We're
course,
familiar with
cannabis
that.
was,
We're
was-
very familiar.
yeah, a bit of a bummer,
Yep.
but it is what it is.
But cannabis?
I lucked out because cannabis became legal, and the trickle out was that stores were starting to open, especially in my area. I also have kids, so the idea of being at home was kind of tempting. Like, to tell you the
Right.
truth, my life decisions haven't given me the opportunity to deserve to be at home with my kids. So like,
Right.
it was really nice for that to happen. And then, all these stores are opening up. I've been doing like content creation for years. I was actually on the radio for a handful of years, and
I
I've
bet.
been doing video production and all
good.
kinds of stuff. And then this store was opening up. Garden City is affectionately the name that we call St. Catharines. I've been deeply associated with St. Catharines for a long time, so I was interested. I reached out, and because of my alignment with the cannabis community through the band over the years, we used to play Hemp Fest, and we did all the Burnt Up Fest and all that kind of stuff.
Right?
It was, something worth trying out.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had a bunch of content creation experience, so, that's kind of how things got started for me there. And that was a year ago, and things have been going really well for both Garden City Cannabis Co. and for me. So
That's
I think
awesome.
it's working out.
Yeah,
I
I like it when it's working out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. You're allowed
Feels
to
good.
toot. Woo! It's working out. And here you are in the green room.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, though, I mentioned that earlier. I'm really humbled by how welcoming this community has been because, I haven't really been a part of it. Like, I've been aligned with it, but, like, you guys work hard at this community. And for me, like, I've always been on the sidelines and stuff like that. But I've been trying to be involved for a year now. And, I've tried to be involved in a lot of things in my life. And usually there's a lot of clicks, and it's really hard. And, I'm sure there's lots of that in this industry, too. But I haven't experienced that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
everybody's cool.
That's awesome.
Yay! Just wait till your green room episode comes out.
Oh, then they're going to hate me, aren't they?
Yeah. 'Cause you're awesome. You're really awesome. I love that. I love that you did this little, little rap for us, and you came on and you hosted all day. You saved my ass this morning. Like, I appreciate this. This was
Anytime,
great.
anytime.
So where can people get tickets for the concert in 2 weeks?
We're at the London Music Hall, so you can get them there. They're also available online. I believe they're sold through Ticket Scene. If you
Well, yeah, I know Ticket Scene.
if you want to follow us online, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and otherwise. And all the information's out there. We've got a pretty big tour planned this year, actually. To tell you the truth, I've mistaken. We're not in London next weekend. That's the weekend after that. We're in Sault Ste. Marie next weekend.
Sault Ste.
Well, when
Marie
are you
next
in
week.
London?
London is the weekend after that.
Okay.
2
no,
weeks.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
2
2
weeks?
weeks. 2 weeks.
Right.
Sorry.
2 weeks.
I'm just,
Cool.
this is weed.
What about
Weed makes me
how do
feel
we find you personally on
Personally,
socials?
I'm all over the place.
on socials,
I'm
on Instagram.
I'm very tied to Garden City Cannabis Co. But
Garden City-
Mr. Bergsma is how you can find me on Twitter. Is where I
Mr.
post the most of that.
Bergsma. Do I follow
Mr.
you on
Bergsma.
Twitter? I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
on the poster for as the MC of the
totally,
event today.
Totally, yeah. I'm almost certain.
Do you want to thank, since you're our last interview of the day, do you want to thank you want to say something like you were the MC and the host, so you want to spit something out? Look
Some
at his
closing
face!
remarks?
Look at his face! He's like,
You're
are you
doing
fucking
closing
kidding me,
remarks?
Jackie?
Is this
yeah,
like
closing remarks?
Jerry
Yeah,
Springer's
because-
final thoughts?
Because
Right.
this is,
That kind of thing?
yeah, Jackie Childs and Derek Burney, we were here at the green room, and like what?
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Well, what time is it?
I don't know.
best time of your life.
Yeah.
6:42.
Okay.
You don't want to take it out yet?
No, we're
like, no.
taking it out.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
I can just keep talking about nothing.
Yeah.
That's no problem on my end. But no, let's take it out. No problem. Honestly, thank you guys so much. It was an absolute pleasure to be here on this show, to host. I mean, honestly, this isn't a world that I've had too much experience in, and I'm absolutely humbled by the kindness, the generosity, and from my experience in cannabis, that is the cannabis community.
That's how
So
it should be.
That's how it
Yeah.
should be, and so to
Exactly.
see it actually being rolled out and delivered in that way, it's humbling. And yeah, I've been involved in music music for a long time, but I feel very privileged and special
People
to be able
smoke
to do this
cannabis at your concerts?
shit. I wish. I mean, if they're outdoor.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you smoke cannabis before your concert?
There's been a handful of times where we smoked cannabis on stage.
I like that.
I like
I like
that.
Because we used to do like Hempfest and stuff.
Yeah.
And those are like, you know, pretty
Yeah.
cannabis-related
Yeah.
festivals. And we
Yeah.
used to do this cool one called Burnt Up Fest.
Burnt Up
back in
Fest?
the day. Yeah,
Where
it
was
was in
it?
Muskoka.
Muskoka.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was killer. It was a bit of this like private thing,
Yeah.
but that's what I mean. Like we've been pretty aligned with a
With the
lot of the things
community.
that are going on for a
Yeah.
long time.
What about the groupies? How are they?
Groupies are something that exists primarily in television and film.
Oh.
For me, it's an interesting thing. Nobody wants to talk to the rapper at the front of a brass band with the chainsaw voice, and if they do, it's usually about like Goldeneye or something like that, which I embrace. I'm really good at Goldeneye. I'm so shitty at video games, but I fucking kill at Goldeneye.
Goldeneye. What's that?
It's that 007.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
007.
thinking Golden Tee, the golf one, where you go like That's more
You
of
know
my
what Jackie's
speed,
really
Jacob.
good at?
What?
Bocce ball and where you take the bean pad.
Oh,
the
you know,
bean
like
bag,
skeet
Oh,
ball
put
or
it
that
in the
beanbag
thing.
shot, like
Yeah.
a bunch of
They
the
have it over there,
420.
Jackie.
They
They
do?
do.
Yeah,
They do
they
have
do
it
I'm
have
gonna
over
go
there,
do
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys call the little ball for bocce ball?
It's
you have a
called
name for
something.
it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
I don't
something.
know. What is it called?
The little tiny black
My
ball?
dad's always making up words,
What's
so
he
I'm
call it?
uncertain. Bellini. Does that sound right?
No,
Or is that
Bellini's the
some shit
drink
my
that
dad
Derek
made up?
likes.
Drink, yeah.
Bellini is the drink that Derek likes.
No,
Listen.
I don't really like it that
Oh, he
much.
does. So let's put it out there.
No, I don't.
Bellini.
Oh, he's
we,
a
Bellini
Bellini
listen,
boy.
we drink it. We.
Derek loves a Bellini.
You guys are too much.
Listen to him trying to defend
Okay.
himself. It's a
Jackie,
Bellini.
just because I got it one day doesn't mean that that's why
okay.
you go
You
to
know why he
it.
got the
It's going
Bellini?
to Stone. It's
I
going
know.
to
Jacob,
Stone
you
now.
know why he got the Bellini? They were
Why?
out of daiquiris.
Oh, Daiquiri Dan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's wrap this up and go do some.
No.
We got some games to play. Thank you.
Corn toss. That's what it's called.
toss. The
I like
cornhole.
daiquiris. Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Cornhole.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what it's
we're
called.
going to
We're
do
gonna
it.
do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to know what I want to go and do?
What?
Now, I don't know if it's open, but you remember the...
Strip clubs?
Well, we could do that
Niagara
too.
Falls. This is Niagara Falls.
Yeah, okay, what?
Okay, I like that.
The wax museum? The fun house? The game room?
No.
Game ball? The
Haunted house. Haunted house.
wax museum?
You know they have the stuff on the swords? What's it called? The
Food?
Yeah.
Like, oh!
The Brazilian.
Is that
Oh,
still-
brasa.
Is that
You're
still a
Brasa-
thing?
No, but remember it was closed last time.
Is it open now?
I don't know. That's what I want to know.
We're gonna check that out.
Okay.
Where are we going there?
Why would it
okay.
be closed?
What? It was once.
Guess what I'm gonna have when I'm there?
A daiquiri.
Yeah.
What
Thank
if they
you,
don't have
Jacob
them?
from Garden City Cannabis, and from the band's name is
My Son the Hurricane.
My Son the Hurricane. You're awesome, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you. And there's good vibes.
Steven, you should have him
100%.
out to Turkey Point.
Yeah.
Right?
Sounds like my
Alright.
kind of
Oh
place.
yeah.
Okay, Turkey Point
Thanks for
Hotel.
joining us on the Green Room.
awesome.
We're here at the Niagara 420 Expo. This was really fun. It was really, really fun. We're sliding into home now, Derek.
Boom.